Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of the Mistborn reading vlog. After years of wanting to read books from Brandon Sanderson, I have finally decided to take the leap. Part 1 started off a bit rocky, but I think that was just my brain at that moment, but after taking a bit of a step back I ended up enjoying it a lot more. For part 2 I will be continuing on with where I left off, and if you are interested I will leave a link to part 1 of my Cosmere journey. Enjoy the vlog and I hope to see you again. Okay, it is now Sunday, a bit of a gloomy day. I got the vibes going. I'm at the 55% mark in Mistborn now and I am loving it. Honestly, I've read so much this morning that I'm kind of like, what do I tell you now? I don't even know what to tell you because there's just so much in my brain. What I will say though, because it's in my brain right now, at the beginning of each chapter, there will be italicized paragraphs at the top of the chapter. At first, I thought it was Kelsier, but then the more we learnt about the world, the more we learnt about another character, I don't want to spoil things for you, it had made me think that it was someone else, and I was correct. Just that aspect is a unique take on the chosen one prophecy kind of thing. But the chosen one is kind of like from a different viewpoint. I'm trying to be vague because I don't want to spoil anything. If you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. It's just fascinating. So fascinating because there were some things that we learned in the actual story. And then those italicized parts at the beginning of the chapters were starting to click with the story, with the information that we were getting from the characters. And it also talks about the rebellion. We're getting to see that side of it. We're getting to see intel or information getting gathered. All of the crew are taking their jobs seriously. There was a bit of an incident involving Kelsier and Vin that changed both of them. And I still think Kelsier has many plans that he's just not telling a single person. He has so much hidden behind the scenes. And what are Tin Eyes? Am I going to know what Tin Eyes are? Because a Tin Eye was Kelsier's ex-wife, or now deceased wife. And it seems like Marsh had a bit of a crush on her. Marsh is Kelsier's brother. I had said previously, I think I said in part 1, how Vin and Kelsier had a bit of similarities with their, how can I say this? I don't want to say estranged, but their complicated sibling relationships. It is a little bit different with Kelsier and Vin. It's a little bit different. It still is complicated, even though Marsh and Kelsier love each other. There is still doubt. There is still, Vin actually called it jealousy. It's just complex character relationships. Seeing the lengths that Kelsier will take. Is a very complicated man. He will take whatever measure necessary to make sure that the people, the Scar and the rebellion, don't run away from their duties as soldiers to defeat the Lord Ruler. I feel like I've hit a bit of a slower point, but it's not like my reading has slowed down at all. It's still very intriguing. And now that Vin is a little bit more into the court side of things, into a little bit more of the politics. She's not using her physical elemency, she's not using her physical metals more. Marsh, being Kelsier's brother, Kelsier said to Marsh, hey, can you train Vin in the mental metals and the mental elemency, because he's really skilled in that. So she's also learning from, was it Breeze or Ham? I can't remember, but she's learning the powers of the metals not just from Kelsier, but also from other members in this crew. And she's really coming into her own now. She's really found a family. She's found a family. It's been months. A rebellion like this, overthrowing a Dark Lord like this, would take a very freaking long time to get all those chess pieces in order. Very smart. A smart plan. Obviously, there's going to be hesitancy, but what's a plan? and Kelsier is hiding more. You can't say not, he's hiding more. I just felt like I rattled on a long sentence now and I've forgotten what else to say. But so far, so good. Oh, and just that now, going back to the courts. The court politics are intriguing. There is this guy that Vin kind of has a bit of a crush on. She has been told, look, stay away from him. He will pretty much discard you like a piece of meat or like a chess piece that he doesn't want anymore. That doesn't suit him. That's not useful to him. He will just discard you as soon as something else comes along the way. I really like the way that was handled with Vin's mental state, with Vin's thought process with that. It didn't feel like a typical story where it's like, oh no, he still likes me, yada yada. Like, no, she's thinking a little bit more clearly and a little bit more like, hey, this person could be bad for me, bad for this crew. I really like how that was played out. I don't know the outcome of that, so I don't know what else is going to happen, but up to the point that I'm at in the story, I thought that was done really, really well. And it wasn't like a typical, like, lovey-dovey swoon-worthy kind of thing, like that ridiculous bullshit. Like, it felt like she may have some reserved feelings kind of towards him a little bit. And this book, like, ebook pages are going to be longer than physical book pages, but ebook page length is 730. I'm just over 400 pages, I think, so I read a decent chunk this morning. So out of the 730 ebook pages, the story technically ends at page 719, and then the rest of the story is an excerpt of book 2 in the series. So I'm looking at it that I don't have too much more to go. I think I have like 355 pages if I calculated correctly. I think I may be wrong. Yeah, I'd say over 300 pages, not 355. That's the whole page length of the 730. With that being said, if I'm feeling motivated enough, I could read all of those 300 pages, or read up until page 500, 550. That would get me close to like the 3/4 mark of the book, and then finish the book off tomorrow. Because this video doesn't have to get out until Wednesday, and I'm very proud of myself for how much reading I've gotten done. Like, when you sit and look at the page, when you calculate the page numbers, and like how much you have to go, how much the book length is, it's not much. It's not much. I'm going to rest up a little bit more. I'm going to make some coffee very, very soon and just sit on my butt and catch up on some YouTube. I may watch a movie tonight, I don't know, but I don't work tomorrow, so I can stay up as late as possible, but I do want to get as close as I possibly can to finishing Mistborn tonight. That way I don't have to read too much tomorrow, because I do have to start rereading the first Hunger Games book. And I wasn't sure if I was going to get around to that, but chances are I might, because I was flicking through that, or flipping through the first book, and I thought, oh wow, so much has already happened in chapter 1 that it could be a fast-paced book for me. And the writing is pretty big. That's how things are going so far. It's all going very, very good. Up to chapter 31 in Mistborn, so I'm nearly done. I've got just over 100 pages left, and it is so good. It's getting a little bit more action-packed. Shit is blowing up. Things are happening. Plans are coming to fruition. We are actually seeing the plans play out in motion. It's really good so far. I actually found a physical copy of it today, and I was so tempted to get it, but then I had to put it back down because I spoiled myself for something and I was not happy with myself. So I was like, I'm gonna put you down now. You spoiled me for something. I opened up to a page that I was more ahead in, or behind in. No, I opened up to a page that I hadn't even reached yet, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna put you down now because I don't like where that's gonna go. It kind of seems like there's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Our good crew like Vin, Kelsey, all the rest, they've had so much trouble happen. Seeing the little seeds sprout into destruction, sprout into what they hoped would happen, and just seeing it come to fruition is beautiful. I may have spoiled it a bit, but I don't care. I don't care because I don't know how long it's going to last. Elend, who is the guy that I said that, well, I never actually said his name, but it's the guy that I said that Vin kind of, during the courtly balls, they would both seek each other out. And, man, there was just so many political goings on behind the scenes, even with other houses backstabbing each other. Like I said, we're seeing things happening. Mistborn is getting so good right now, like it really, really is. But my feelings toward it, I think it is going to be a 4-star read. And I will talk more about it tomorrow because I should have had this done today, but it was a bit of a day today and it just did not happen, which is fine. I'm allowed to have off days, but I'm kind of over that offness and I'm feeling a bit better. And that movie I watched the other night, what the heck was that ending? Like, what? There was more room. Like, I enjoyed it. I had a fun time. And the actors did really good at portraying the other characters. It was like a body jumping kind of movie and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, what the heck was that ending? I wanted to see more from other characters. I liked the twist. I didn't see it coming, but I just wanted more from other characters. But I was happy with some of the characters that we did see from. But anyway, I enjoyed it somewhat. I had a fun time with it. I'm gonna try and go to bed early tonight, but I do want to get as much of Mistborn done as I can tonight, then finish it off tomorrow. Finish off this video and get it up to you, or get it out to you tomorrow. Alrighty-yo. I have just finished Mistborn, like at least a few minutes ago, and I actually, for the most part, I really did enjoy it. I do think it has suffered a little bit from overhype. Like, there was so much hype around this first book, around this series, that I'm just kind of feeling a little bit underwhelmed. But it's still really, really good. Everything seems so well thought out. Just I can't say anymore because I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know what else to say. That character death, that was really fucking rude. How rude that character death. At first, I did not believe it. You always have a rule. See a dead body and you know that person is dead. Like, don't believe that person is dead until you see a body. We saw the body, but some part of me just did not believe it until some things were said and some things were left behind, and then I got a bit choked up a little bit. And that reveal with the Lord Ruler, wow. Like, wow, I actually really enjoyed that. It was a bit of a twist. And like I said before, it was a bit of a twist on the chosen one trope kind of thing, with another twist on top of it that I didn't see coming. Oh god, okay, this is the thing that kind of pissed me off a little bit. The situation with Vin and Elend, really, like, their relationship really reminds me of young adult romance, and I do not like romance in young adult. It does not work for me, and that's what those vibes gave me. I was just not there for it, was not here for it. Vin as a character, I like to seeing her struggles. I like to seeing her come out of her shell a little bit more. I like to seeing her learn to trust a little bit more, learn to make friendships, and I liked Kelsier as well. I liked all the characters. Well, the good ones that we follow. Elend, I don't know about him. He just seems like a typical, I don't want to say typical young adult guy, but Elend is fine. It's good to see that there's some nobility that don't like the Dark Lord or the Dark Ruler and don't like what he's doing. It is good to see that. And like, in the house, in the political backstabbing, and just, yeah, wow. Like, it is really good, and I think the reason why I'm struggling to say more things is because I've already pretty much touched upon what I've already said previously. However, throughout some of the scenes of the Lord Ruler and his kind of chapters, I'm going to call them, they always mentioned the Well of Ascension and the Hero of Ages, just that prophecy. There is so much mystery with the Final Empire. There is so much mystery in this world that it's lost knowledge, it's lost culture, lost societies. It really, really is a good series, like a good beginning to a series, and I'm hoping I will enjoy book 2 more. I really am, because it's the hype that kind of dragged it down for me. During the beginning of reading this book, I was kind of like, okay, I was kind of anticipating something mind-blowing, and yes, the magic system and the world itself, it was amazing. It really was. It was well thought out, well done, well written, and unique to anything I have ever read. I've never read anything like that before, so I really did enjoy it. Just a little bit overhyped for me. Just for me. I don't know what else to say other than just what I've said before. Just I loved the character relationships, character dynamics, and the political intrigue, the backstabbing of the houses, seeing the plan come to fruition, and just the obstacles that they've come across the way or come along the way. It was very well done. Very, very well done. I still kind of feel a little bit bad though. I still feel like it's still a negative thing because I said, it was really good, but it wasn't like that great kind of thing. I will obviously be reading books 2 and 3 because I need to know how it's going to work out, and I do think I will read the rest of the books in his series. Just the rest of his books and other series that he's written, because I do like his writing and his world. He's very, very good at world building. He's just that hype, man. Just that hype. It really is. I'm like, oh gosh. Am I gonna have a bit of a negative opinion? I might. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I really, really don't know what else to say. Oh, yes, another thing as well. I was not expecting this story to be as gory and bloody as it is. I don't know why. The cover does not give off gory, bloody fight scene. Like, compared to the Empire of the Vampire series, this one is like a lot more tame. Maybe upon reread I would give it a 5 stars because there were some things that I feel like I don't want to say that I haven't really picked up on, but there were some things that, well, I just didn't pick up on because it was well written, that it kind of like some secrets were hidden in the writing, in his writing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but there were some secrets that were hidden, and I did not see it coming. And I really like how the prologue set the tone for the rest of the story, which is given the slaves hope to rebel against this Dark Lord. And that was like the main theme going forward, which is hope. And how one person can oh my gosh, one person can give you hope, kind of thing. Give hope for a better future. It takes one person. And I really liked that message. Have I run out of things to say now? I think so. Very, very curious to see what's going to happen in book 2 because there's a lot of mystery, a lot we don't know about, a lot that has been hidden by the Lord Ruler himself. And I am going to leave it at that. And I hope you enjoyed the reading vlog. Let me know what your thoughts on the Mistborn series are. And I will see you in another video. Bye for now.